Straight out of a science fiction movie, NASA carries out a mission to save the Earth from potentially devastating asteroids.
We'll be talking about national
Broadcasting live from the University of North Texas, this is ntTV Nightly News.
Thanks for joining us for ntTV Nightly News. I'm Austin Wright.
And I'm Chase Palmer. Destruction and deadly storms await the citizens of Florida as they evacuate and prepare for Hurricane Ian, the state's worst storm in over 100 years. After barreling through Cuba early Tuesday, Ian is expected to bring catastrophic storms to Florida's west coast Wednesday evening. Gloria Pazmino has the latest from Tampa, Florida.
Hurricane Ian, still on track to be the first major hurricane to make landfall in the U.S. this year. After slamming into Cuba Tuesday morning, Ian is now expected to bring a life-threatening storm surge to Florida's west coast. And for the first time in more than 100 years, Tampa could get a direct hit.
A slow-moving storm right off of our coast, which is going to bring a devastating amount of water to the Tampa Bay area.
Schools are closing and flights are canceled. Evacuations are underway. Residents are boarding up homes and businesses.
We got to board up the windows still and try and cover up these windows, the door. We still have to sandbag our door after we put some spray foam to keep the water out.
Mike Jackson's store in Gulfport flooded from Hurricane Eta in November 2020. He says he's extremely worried that will happen again or worse.
It was kind of a mess, but we'll get past it again.
Florida's Governor Ron DeSantis warning those who are in the storm's path they could lose power for more than just a few days.
The worst thing is when you lose power. So you've got no power, no water. So yeah, I recommend have plenty of water, even if it's for a few days. So we're battening down the hatches.
In Tampa, Florida, I'm Gloria Pazmino reporting.
Thank you, Gloria. Hurricane Ian is expected to bring stormy weather from Florida to as far north as Virginia. We'll have more updates as the situation changes.
Our thoughts go to those affected by this potential disaster. So, should we expect any of the effects here?
That is a question we'll let our weather anchor Courtney Hill answer. What should we prepare for, Courtney?
As we're hoping for the safety of everyone in Florida, here in Denton, Texas, we don't have too much to prepare for. Right now it's 89 degrees. It feels pretty good outside. And then tonight we will start seeing our fall weather come in. 73 degrees we'll drop into, 6-mile-per-hour winds. And then tomorrow we will rise all the way back up to 90 degrees. That's all I have for you right now. If you stay tuned with me, I'll have your full 7-day forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Courtney. A disturbance at the Merchandising, Hospitality, and Tourism Career Fair in the Union last Wednesday ended in a, quote, disruptive individual being arrested. UNT police have charged 36-year-old Anthony Ray Ivy with criminal trespassing and disruption. This came after he refused police requests for him to leave the premises. According to authorities, he was arrested without force. This investigation is still ongoing, but it's not the only one. The other active investigation involves possible gunfire near West Sycamore Street. East of campus, 2 individuals, a man and a woman, fired shots in the direction of a car that drove through a crosswalk and later fired shots into the air from their own vehicle, a dark-colored sedan. UNT police urge students to be aware of the surroundings and immediately report suspicious behavior.
If you've taken a walk around campus, especially around Bruce Hall or the Environmental Science Building, you probably noticed an abundance in rock sculptures. I got the opportunity to interview the elusive Rockman.
You may see around campus the UNT rock stacks. Apparently all of these are made by one person, known as the Rock Man.
I am the Rock Man. I started doing this last week on a Monday evening. I was just taking a stroll, and I saw some rock towers just by themselves, just about 6 or so. So I started building, just for the heck of it, no real reason behind it, until it's hit a point where it's become more of a hobby.
With these incredible designs, sometimes they're not made to last.
I would say the pieces are definitely affected by the environment and the people. Sometimes people knock them down. Sometimes a heavy wind may come by and knock them down. Maybe weather's bad and a couple fall down.
The Rock Man was kind enough to show me how he made his mineral masterpieces.
To make a single rock tower, it can take as little as 3 seconds. Although it really depends on the height. Some that are taller may take me like 5 minutes at most.
The Rock Man also showed me the positive effects of his creations and how it's also formed a community.
I've had professors, students, photographers even, as well as just club members and faculty members themselves approach me complimenting about it, some even helping. And it's really just like a fun little social experiment.
If you're a Star Wars fan, listen up. Disney is using technology to immortalize an iconic voice.
National Comic Book Day was this past weekend, and a local comic book store owner has a story to share with us coming up.
Imagine it's ice cream day at the office. And everyone from the day before voted for their favorite flavor. Everyone but you. You decided not to vote. The flavor they picked isn't the one that you wanted. But can you really complain? Shh! Now imagine that with an elected official.
Choose not to vote, choose not to be heard. Get registered today.
Thanks, Chase. This classroom is typically full of students eager to learn.
Are you feeling okay? No, I've been feeling gross all week. Maybe we should go get a COVID test. But I already have all 3 of my shots. Yeah, but you can still get it. I mean, maybe you should go get one just in case. Yeah, you're right. We have that party and all that. Yeah. Where do we even get tested here? Let me check.
You can find free COVID testing sites at the University Union, room 381 on weekdays, 8 a.m. to 7 p.m., and on weekends, 1 p.m. to 7 p.m., and at Chestnut Hall, room 120 from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. You have to show the QR code given to you when you arrive for an appointment. Tests take no longer than 10 minutes to complete. Results will be sent through text or email within the next 48 hours.
I got a negative COVID test. Me too. Oh my god, let's go to the party. Yes. Let's go.
It's that time of year where everyone plays a dangerous game with the flu. Going in uneducated, you run the risk of symptoms like cough, migraine, and fatigue. Don't be like this guy. Combat the flu with cough drops, ibuprofen, and a good night's sleep. Be smart, don't catch the flu.
Since the beginning of the pandemic, students have become more vocal about their failing mental health. Kelsey Clark has more.
Thanks, Chase. This classroom is typically full of students ready to learn, but recent studies have shown that students are having a tough time finding the motivation to come to class, and mental health is on the decline. After a rocky 2.5 years of the pandemic, kids in schools are showing elevated levels of anxiety, depression, and trauma. To combat this, teachers around the U.S. are adding a mental health check into their daily routines. Because of this, many schools are having to spend less time focusing on academics and more time checking in on mental health and school readiness. This proactive approach to mental health is good for students, but bad for test scores. Since the pandemic, reading scores have had their lowest drop in over 30 years. That's all the information I have for you right now. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Kelsey. The famous saying, life imitates art, proves true once again as NASA takes a page out of 1998's Armageddon. The Michael Bay film about destroying an Earthbound asteroid was the subject of a real-life reboot after NASA intentionally lost a small rocket that crashed into a large asteroid. CNN's Jen Sullivan has more.
Protecting Earth from potentially deadly objects in space. It sounds like the perfect plot for a Hollywood film, and it was in 1998.
It's what we call a global killer. Nothing would survive, not even bacteria.
Asteroids, especially large ones, are very real threats and something NASA is tracking.
At some point in the future, there's going to be something that's going to hit Earth. We don't want the Armageddon movie scenario.
10 months ago, NASA launched an uncrewed spacecraft. And Monday night, they purposely crashed it into an asteroid. The mission was called the Double Asteroid Redirection Test, or DART. The purpose? Hit the asteroid head-on to alter its path and change its speed.
We're taking a giant step in planetary defense.
The DART spacecraft was the size of a refrigerator. The asteroid, as big as the Great Pyramid of Giza in Egypt. The spacecraft was going nearly 15,000 miles an hour when the two collided.
If we can confirm that the thing was deflected by less than 1 degree, we know that this would, in principle, work on a large scale.
This asteroid was about 7 million miles away from Earth. But scientists say this test helps them prepare for future threats that could be much closer.
It happens, every few 100,000 or a few million years or so, Earth gets hit by an asteroid. And when it does, it's usually bad for those who are around.
The last time a deadly asteroid hit Earth, around 66 million years ago.
That wiped out the dinosaurs.
Monday's test hopes to prevent that from ever happening again. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
While the NASA DART may only be 7 million miles from Earth, the legacy of Darth Vader will live on in a galaxy far, far away. James Earl Jones, the voice of Vader, officially retired from voice acting in 2019. But while Jones may have come back down to Earth, Disney will still use a computer-generated recreation of his voice for future use. Vanity Fair reports that a recent startup company called Respeecher has developed a complete library of Jones's voice made entirely with artificial intelligence. You know, Chase, the weather has been cooler in the morning, but I still end up sweating by noon.
Well, that fall weather is slowly creeping in. Let's check in with our full weather forecast with our weather anchor, Courtney Hill. Courtney?
Thanks, you guys. So fall weather is slowly creeping in right now. You see it's 90 in Sherman, 90 in Gainesville, and 89 in Fort Worth. So right now you're starting to see high 80s, low 90s right now. And then if you go into the region map, you see you have 85 in Shreveport and 85 in El Paso. So right now they're starting to see cooler temperatures. And if you go into the 7-day forecast, this is when you actually start seeing your fall weather come in. Right now, you actually see a low temperature of 53 degrees on Friday, 55 on Thursday, and 54 on Saturday. Really not too much percentage on rain, but we are having better weather as well. So that's all I have for your 7-day forecast. Back to you guys at the desk.
Sounds like we're in for some nicer weather this weekend. Let's take a trip down to the Colony with Deja Jackson to tell us what we can do this weekend.
Thanks, Chase. I went to Andretti's this weekend and it was a fun time. Let me tell you, there was a lot of exciting things to do there. Let's check out what I have for you guys.
If you're looking to have some fun outside of the Denton area, come to Andretti's located in the Colony. It opened during the pandemic in March 2020. It has amusing new games coming to the area for all ages.
New games, trending games. We have laser tag, we have bowling, we have amazing food, we have food trucks. So it's great for a date night, it's great for a larger group, great for a birthday, and it's great for just, a weekend out.
The main attractions are the goat carts here at Andretti's, where there are levels for all ages looking to have a fun race. They have a mini Mario race for all the way up to a single adult race.
I enjoy it a lot. Myself, I've been into racing my entire life, been to cars my entire life, and so this is something where I can give people an experience around racing that might not typically get that experience.
Not only do they have a fantastic racing track for racing, but they have virtual reality games to play. They make you feel as if you're really in the game, experiencing the game you're playing.
To be telling their friends about it, I want them to be thinking about when they go home. I want them to be eager to come back and ready for another experience out on the arcade floor, or one of the virtual reality games might be brand new that you get to try out. So things are always changing.
You heard them. Why don't you get down there and go have some fun? Only at Andretti's Indoor Karting and Games.
Does that sound like a great weekend out or what? If you're looking to have a fun, exciting race just like Andretti's did, I hope you guys come visit Andretti's out in the Colony to have some fun. That's all I have for you guys today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Deja. Coming up, employers everywhere are hiring but are struggling to find employees.
It may not be October, but that's not stopping Halloween enthusiasts from getting a head start on decorating.
It's that time of year where everyone plays a dangerous game with the flu. Going in uneducated, you run the risk of symptoms like cough, migraine, and fatigue. Don't be like this guy. Combat the flu with cough drops, ibuprofen, and a good night's sleep. Be smart, don't catch the flu.
Hey, listen to my flow to save some H2O. This my water rhyme, and this is how it goes. First, turn off the sink and take some time to think. When you waste water, our supply shrinks. When you take a shower, not more than an hour. Shoot for 10 minutes and save water power. Use a reusable bottle, smart like Aristotle. Ditch all the plastic and be a role model. And that was my H2O flow. Please remember how it goes, because if you don't, Earth will go, oh no!
Is it just me, or do wait times in restaurants seem like a lot longer? I was at a restaurant on Fry Street the other day, and it felt like I was waiting for like at least an hour.
I agree, but I think April Pierdon may give us a little insight into the situation. April?
Thank you, guys. Well, looking up and down one of Denton's most popular areas, you'll notice that almost all of these businesses are hiring, and it's all because of school. Students, employees are heading back to class. This is hurting the leisure and hospitality industry as they are still struggling to bounce back from the pandemic. 60% of restaurants nationwide have reduced hours of operation, and 38% have decided to close on days they were previously open. Although Texas has suffered less than businesses at the national level, demand continues to grow faster than employee growth. So if you are currently looking for a job opportunity, just know that there are many businesses hiring. That is all I have today. Back to you guys at the desk.
You know, I knew a guy who owned every Adventure Time comic.
Sounds like the guy had some issues. Well, let's toss it over to Leslie Mata, who has more on National Comic Book Day.
Thank you, Austin. National Comic Book Day was this past Sunday. Today we are joined by Joe Glover, who is the store manager of More Fun Comics and Games, which is located at the Denton Square. So Joe, how long has the store been open for?
The store has actually been open for about 15 years, a little over that, and I want to say about 12 years at this location.
Okay. So I see that y'all carry a variety of selections. Like you have this cool Funko Pop that I'm holding on my hand to that Darth Vader cutout that's in the back behind us. Can you tell me more about what y'all sell here?
We sell a ton of different things. It ranges from like comic books and pops to like board games and tabletop games like D&D to buildables. Like we got a brand new selection of Gundams, and those are really fun to put together.
Oh, those sound really cool. What comic book would you recommend for our viewers today?
I think my current favorite one would have to be Into the Spider-Verse. It features a bunch of new different Spider-Man characters, including my favorite, which is a Spider-Man T-Rex, and it does web swing with his little hands. It's amazing.
Well, thank you, Joe, for your time today. That is all I have for today. Let's go ahead and toss it back to the desk.
Thanks, Leslie. You know, Austin, I haven't kept up with last night's Cowboys game.
Well, Chase, I think it would be best if our sports anchor, Lily Kosh, caught us both up on what's been happening. What's been going on, Lillian?
Thanks, guys. The Cowboys have put everybody in the DFW area in a great mood for the week, and UNT sports are going strong. I'll have all the details for you when we come back after the break.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry, man. Oh, sorry.
Hey man, are you okay in there? You look terrible. Have you been up all night? Don't you know that according to the American Academy of Sleep Medicine, staying up all night can have a negative effect on your GPA?
Sleep?
Yeah, go to bed.
So a man's been walking in the desert for days at a time. He finally comes across a bar and orders a Coke.
That's not funny.
Eh? Eh?
Oh hey, didn't see you there. Let's get started. This is a motor vehicle. This is the blinker mechanism. To use it, push it up for the right blinker and down to go left. You're welcome. It was easy.
Our Dallas Cowboys did not disappoint last night, taking home a much-needed victory. Last night, they went head-to-head against the New York Giants at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. The odds were not in the Cowboys' favor, with sources saying they have no chances at playoffs. The Giants were off to the best season start they have ever had in the past 6 years, but our boys quickly shut that down. Kicker Brett Maher started off the game with 2 field goals at the first half. The Giants quickly came back mid-third quarter, but running back Ezekiel Elliott bounced back, scoring the first touchdown of the night. Star wide receiver C.D. Lamb put the Cowboys in the lead with a one-handed touchdown catch that could not be answered, making the score at the end of the game 23-16. This win has changed the whole direction of their season, raising the likelihood of them making playoffs from 22% to 73%. After last night, the Cowboys lead the NFL in sacks and QB pressure and will hopefully continue to make these milestones as the seasons play out. Next week's game is on Sunday here at home, where the Cowboys will play the Washington Commanders. UNT intramurals have come in many forms, on the field or court, in the pool, or in the comfort of the air conditioning and quiet room. Esports registration has officially opened up, with spots filling up quick. The Nintendo Switch Smash Ultimate Tournament is a free 2 versus 2 single-day event with only 32 spots available. The tournament will be hosted at the Pole Rec Center this Thursday at 6:30 p.m. Once the first round of bracket play is complete, no new entries will be accepted, so make sure to sign up fast. The PS5 NBA 2K tournament will be the second esports open for registration. This will also be a free one-day event with only 32 spots open. The tournament will be held October 13th at 6 p.m. That's all I have for you today. Back to you at the desk.
Thanks, Lily. As far as I'm concerned, it's a little too early for Halloween, but not for one family near Chicago. It seems they were inspired by the Netflix hit Stranger Things, and they say some things in this play are better left a mystery. Jermon Terry has the story.
The clock's ticking to finish sprucing up the final touches of Halloween decorations at this house in Plainfield.
How many do you need?
Dave Appel and his wife Aubrey go big every year. You started when? How early?
August 1st.
yeah.
August 1st.
August 1st.
And then every single day from the moment we get home from work.
Images from years past show just how the finished product looks. But this year, there's one prop grabbing everyone's attention.
There's so many people out there who are fanatics like we are. So we wanted to make something that was the most iconic scene from the show, something maybe no one else would try and do.
The family loves the hit Netflix series Stranger Things. So when they decided to replicate a key character, Max, levitating in the air, it left folks perplexed.
The wonderment of how, or like, you know, where is it coming from? How are they doing that?
Dave and Aubrey created a quick TikTok. Now there's more than 14 million views. Everyone wants to know what's keeping Max afloat.
It's not drones, it's not helium or balloons, and we just felt like it was more fun to keep it under wraps.
The mystery is
the
what's
mystery.
getting the attention.
And we didn't even think that would be the thing.
And while the family isn't ready to reveal this secret just yet, the display is gaining attention not only from neighbors.
We just saw him on TikTok, so we decided to drive through the neighborhood and check out Max floating in the air.
Is it really catching your attention in the neighborhood? Talk about it.
Yes, very much so. And we have a lot of Stranger Things fans over here behind us, so it's very exciting.
Even Netflix joined in the fun, calling the Appels their #1 fan.
They're saying you're the #1 fan.
I don't know if we're number one. We're number 1 and 2. I'm gonna claim the title because you know what? We put the hours in at least.
How does this make you feel?
It makes you feel amazing. It's amazing. Yeah. It's amazing. It is all in your control now.
But what's more amazing, they're doing something as a family and bringing smiles or screams to so many other families.
Bye! That's what makes us want to continue doing that, is making the kids happy.
Incredible. I'd say it's enough to have neighbors running up that hill to check it out.
Well, if I saw that walking alone at night, I would be running away. Thanks for watching ntTV Nightly News.
Join us tomorrow night at 6 here on North Texas Television.